Hi all.
Hi.
Hi.
Actually, because of some technical issue, we are lagging by 10 minutes, but hope you are ready, right? Can we start? See, we are discussing today the exam which we done today. Let's 20 mark discussion. Can we start, right? Up.
Okay, my dear students. Actually, the team, Excel Educational Center, we are having a plan to conduct a series of tests named Mock Quest. And we are introducing a new series, my dear student, Mock Quest. And the last year also we conducted lot of series, and we had a very colorful results in the last year. And we are also following the same quest series in this year also. And today, we are starting the program with the 10th science one question paper discussion. And now already the exam is conducted today, and we are discussing the solutions only. And myself, Anish, I am doing the biology question. And this is my friend Isaac, as you all know that. And he is the chemistry faculty. And this is Anas sir, our physics faculty. And we are having a set of questions. And one more thing, my dear students, a big sorry again for the technical delay. And we are discussing question one by one. Okay, so first of all, the first question.
You make it interactive. Put your chat line, make it interactive, right? Put something.
So make an interactive one, my dear students. Okay.
Okay.
So
let's start, right?
Oh, we can start
I
with
think
the first
physics,
question.
right?
Okay.
Start.
Thank you, Anisa. We will start with the first question. The first question is of physics. Just look at the first question. What is the first question? The image of an object placed in front of a concave mirror. What is this mirror? Concave mirror. I will just draw a concave mirror here. What is this? This is a concave mirror, and the object placed in front of it, and the focal length is given. What is the focal length of that concave mirror? This is principal focus. Focal length is at 15 centimeter. The focal length will be in front of the mirror, right? So, of the same size as the object. What does it mean? The object is the image is of the same size as that of the object. That means, where do you get when are you placing the object at center of curvature? You will get the same size image at the same point like this, right? Right? This is center of curvature, and this is the object, and this is the image. When you are placing the object at the center of curvature, you will get an image at the same point, center of curvature, right? That is the case of it. And the distance between the object and its image is what? That's the question. This is the object, this is the image. What is the distance between them? They are at the same point, right? So the distance between them will be 0. Very simple question, right? So the option B is the correct one. Okay, that's the first question. I will give you the next slide. Please welcome.
Yeah. Starting, right? Question number 2. A, B, C are 3 elements that undergoes chemical reactions according to the following equations, given to be A2O3 plus 2B giving B2O3 plus 2A, 3CSO4 plus 2B giving B2SO4 thrice plus 3C, and 3CO plus 2A giving A2O3 plus 3C. And now answer the following question. Which element is the most reactive one? Okay. Which element is the most reactive one is my question. Let's try the question, right? Answer given option A, option B, option C, insufficient data, right? See, A2O3 plus 2B giving B2O3 plus 2A means what I can say? B is coming. Sit in place of A, kicking A out. It's called what? Displacement reaction, right? You may know how to get the displacement reaction. The more reactive element will be displacing the less reactive metal from its solution called what? Displacement reaction. Shortcut is what? What is that? Please stop calling me like a careless zebra. Instead, learn how copper saves gold and platinum. So here I can say, since a B is coming, in place of A, B is reactive. B is more reactive than A. That means in this situation I can say, from this equation I can say B is more reactive than A. Okay. From second one, 3CSO4 plus 2B giving B2SO4 thrice plus 3C means what you can say? A B is coming. Sit in place of C, kicking C out. It's called what? Again, displacement reaction, where B is displacing C means what I can say? B is more reactive than C. B is more reactive than A. B is more reactive than C. Question. Here we have 3 elements A, B, C. Okay. And the third statement, 3CO plus 2a giving a2 over 3 plus 3 is again the same situation. A is coming, sit in place of C, kicking C out. It's again called the displacement reaction. Since A displacing C means what you can say, A is more reactive than C. So B more reactive than A, B more reactive than C. That means B is the most reactive one, right? Out of A, B, C, B is the most reactive one. After B, who will come? Remaining A and C. From here, A is more reactive than C. So you can say most reactive is B, then A, then C. So most reactive is option B. I mean, B is right answer. Question number 3, please. It's again my right chemistry, right? Which of the following is an endothermic process? Which of the following is endothermic one? Heat liberated will be called exo. Exo means exit, going out. Endo means enter. I mean, endothermic means heat will be entering, heat will be absorbing. Exo means exit, heat will be going out, right? So what's number A? Which of the following are endothermic reaction? Option A, the first statement, dilution of sulfuric acid, dilution of acid, sulfuric acid, hydrochloric acid, whatever may be, dilution means exo, right? Whether it is sulfuric or nitric or hydrochloric, whatever may be, dilution means confirm it is exo. It's not my endo, it is exo. Heat will be exiting, heat is going out. Decomposition of ferrous sulfate. Decomposition of ferrous sulfate is example for thermal decomposition. Thermal decomposition means decomposed with the help of heat. So heat will be absorbing, heat will be entering, so called what? Endothermic reaction. So second one is an endothermic reaction, right? See, because I told you now, a decomposition means it's decomposition of ferrous sulfate. Decomposition of FeSO4 coming under a category called as thermal decomposition. Decomposition with the help of heat. So heat will be absorbing, heat will be entering, so called what? Endothermic reaction. Option 3, burning of whatever. Burning means combustion. Burning means combustion means reaction with oxygen means what I can say, it's exothermic. Heat will be liberating, right? Whether it is natural gas, burning of carbon, burning of coal, whatever may be. Burning means what? We can say it is exothermic because burning means combustion means reaction with oxygen means heat will be liberating. So called what? Exothermic reaction. So third one is again exothermic reaction. Now, dissolution of sodium hydroxide. You can see 8 examples of exothermic in my note. 7th one is dissolution of sodium hydroxide. That means dissolution of sodium hydroxide will be exothermic reaction. The one and only one endothermic is option 2. 2 only. Remember, a dissolution of sodium hydroxide will be exo. Example number 7 out of 8. But remember, dissolution of ammonium chloride in water will be endo. So sodium hydroxide is exo, and the dissolution of ammonium chloride will be endo. See here, it's very good, only endo. Go with option 2, please. Okay. Then bio, right?
Hi all. Okay, finally the biology, right? Okay, so the physics and chemistry, I think you enjoyed very well. Okay, so here we are going to discuss one question from biology. Actually, biology, there are 2 topics, that. And the examination, there are only 2 topics. One of the most important heavy weighted chapter, that is nothing but life processes, that. And there are 4 life processes. We are always familiar with the 4 life processes. And the first one, as you all know, it is nothing but the nutrition, and the second one, respiration. And for this examination, there are 2. One is called nutrition, another one is called respiration. And what we are. And what is this question? Actually, it is from the topic nutrition, right? Nutrition is something related with food, right? Food is something related with what? And that must be ingested food. Then after that, it must be digested. And after that only it is absorbed, right? So here the question is something related with the digestion, my dear students. And what is digestion? And it is a chemical reaction by which the complex carbohydrates are converted into a simple carbohydrates. Like that, you can see here the question is, and in which part of the alimentary canal? How many parts you studied in alimentary canal? And there are 9 parts, my dear student. There are 9 parts are there. It is starting from the topic mouth, but you can say mouth, and that is ending in anus. And here the question is, in which part of the alimentary canal? Carbohydrates. And there are different types of carbohydrates, right? And every day, and we are taking our breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and all are having one of the most important component, that is something about carbohydrate, the sugars, the saccharides, that. And here you can see the carbohydrates are finally digested. The word is important, and the finally digested, because you can see, as you all know, that there are 3 parts are there in our body by which carbohydrates, or not carbohydrates, all the foods are digested. For example, you can see buccal cavity is the region by which the digestion is started and stomach it is continued, and the small intestine it is completed. Repeat one more time. What is that? The buccal cavity, the oral cavity, the digestion is started only, and in stomach it is continued, but that is completed in small intestine. And the question is, in which part the carbohydrates are finally digested? Finally means completed, right? And the answer is nothing but small intestine. Small intestine is the right answer. Okay, so we are moving into the next question, and here you can see, Anas sir, please come.
Thank you, Anisha. Look at the next question. This is an assertion type question. We will read the question. The mirrors used in searchlights are concave spherical. What is the assertion says? The mirrors that is used in searchlight, that's concave spherical, isn't it? Yeah, that's right. The mirrors that are used in searchlight is concave spherical because we need a strong beam of light. We need a strong beam of light. That's why we are using a concave spherical mirror for the case of searchlights. So that's true, right? That's true. And what is this reason? In concave spherical mirror, the image formed is always virtual. Is it true? No. The concave, we are talking about this concave mirror. Concave mirror can produce a real image as well as a virtual image. So this cannot be true. This cannot be true. What may be the correct option then? The first option, both A and R are true. No, that's not. A and R true. A and R are true. No, that's not. A is true, but R is false. Isn't it the right one? A is true, but R is false. That's the correct one. So you can put C as the correct answer. Okay? I will give you the next slide. Okay? Thank you.
Starting. We're now wasting time, right? It's already 9:20. Okay. After whitewashing the walls, a shiny white finish on walls is obtained after 2 to 3 days. After whitewashing the walls, a shiny white finish on walls is obtained after, yes, because the one which is used for whitewashing is slaked lime called as calcium hydroxide. Why slaked lime is used in whitewashing? Because slaked lime, which is called as calcium hydroxide, on applied over wall will be slowly will be reacting with the carbon dioxide, resulting in the formation of calcium carbonate, calling it as CaCO3. Byproduct is water. This calcium carbonate form will be giving a shiny smooth surface to wall. The one which is used in whitewashing will be calcium hydroxide formed by combining calcium oxide plus water. So one which is used in directly in the whitewashing will be calcium hydroxide fine, called as slaked lime, which is used in whitewashing because it will be gradually reacting with the carbon dioxide, forming calcium carbonate, and this calcium carbonate will be giving a shiny smooth surface, will be formed after 2 to 3 days. So I can say assertion, after whitewashing the walls, a shiny white finish on walls is obtained. It's correct because we are using a calcium hydroxide called slaked lime. On applying the wall, will be gradually reacting with the carbon dioxide, forming calcium carbonate. This calcium carbonate formed after 2 to 3 days will be providing a shiny smooth surface. That means reason, calcium oxide reacting with carbon dioxide to form calcium hydrogen carbonate will be wrong because it is calcium carbonate. So I can say assertion true, reason false. Can we continue, right? Bio carnivores, right?
Okay. So, my dear students, I think all of you, as you know, MCQ questions are always tricky, right? And in the MCQ questions itself, one of the major issue is nothing but the assertion and reason type questions, right? Because you know MCQ questions say, oh, it's almost okay, but what about assertion and reason? Because the problem is always with what the assertion and reason, the first A and B, right? And you know, if it is C and D, it is okay, because in physics and chemistry you got C and D, right? So there is no issue because you know one sentence is wrong. But you know, most of the students and most of us are facing one of the major issue with the first A and B. The reason is very simple: both statements will be correct. And what you have to find out, and if both statements are correct and you are confused, because you can see there are two options are there and two options are there for. If both statements are correct, two options. What is that? One is if it is the correct explanation, it is A. If it is not the correct explanation, and that is most of the people are facing some issue with the A and B. And here, let me see, what is the next question? There is another assertion reason question. What is that? Carnivorous animals. You know that you are very familiar with the three types of animals, you know that. And you know the word carnivorous animal, that term is not given in your textbook. Instead, you know, they used a term tiger only. Okay, a tiger only. But you know, here, you know, in examination, you can expect all types of carnivorous animals. So that's why, and I'm putting in the word carnivorous animal. So what are the three types of animals? The carnivorous animal, the flesh-eating animals, and the herbivorous animals, the plant-eating organism, and we, the omnivorous organism, we are eating both, right? And here you can see the carnivorous animals have, and you know, the small intestine. Just we discussed the topic small intestine in the previous question. Small intestine, what is the length of small intestine actually? And here the question is not or nothing related with the length of small intestine. But here you can see, you know, in human body itself, you know, the small intestine, it is almost a 6 meter in length. And my body length is only 1.75 meter only. But my body is having a small intestine. It is 6 meter in length means what? Is it possible for keeping it horizontal or keeping it straight? It is not possible at all. It is highly coiled structure, right? And you know, small intestine is the region. The last topic we discussed, no. Small intestine is the region where digestion is started? No. It is continued? No, my dear students. Digestion is completed. Digestion is completed in small intestine. So small intestine is always, whatever the food you took and they are moving into the small intestine, through the 6 meter length, you can see the food is completely digested and absorbed. Whatever the food we take, you know, almost all the useful nutrients are, each and every nutrients are completely absorbed by the small intestine itself. Because there are some finger-like projections are there, no, in small intestine for absorbing everything. What are they? They are called what? The villi, 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 you know that. And here you can see the question is carnivorous animals, the flesh-eating animals, and you know, the question is, the assertion is carnivorous animals have shorter small intestine, while herbivorous animals are having longer small intestine. There will be a reason, right? And why carnivorous? Actually, you can see the carnivorous animals have shorter small intestine is correct. The reason is, and the type of food that what they are eating, my dear students. Carnivorous animals are taking flesh, you know, that flesh means what? You can see that animal, right? Animals are not made up of cell wall, you know that. And cell wall is not made up of cellulose, you know that. Cellulose is very difficult to digest, right? That's why the reason the zebra and the deer, and you can see the elephant, the giraffe, and these are all herbivorous animals. And herbivorous animals are having longer small intestine because they have to digest cellulose, while the carnivorous animals and do not require any digestive enzyme because, you know, they are not taking the plant. So that's why, and the carnivorous animals have shorter small intestine is the correct statement, and herbivorous animals require a longer small intestine. That is also correct, right? Because they have to digest cellulose. What is the component cellulose? And cellulose is there. So both statements are correct. And what is the next option? And you are having two options then. If two statements are correct, two options, A or B. And you know that here the carnivorous animals have shorter and herbivorous animals are having longer. The reason is, the well-defined reason is given in the second one, and that is something but, you know, digest cellulose. So that's why both assertion and reason are correct, and you can see the reason is the correct explanation for assertion. So the option is A. A is the option, my dear students. And here the chemistry question.
I think for Anis sir, 6 meter will not be enough because he eating one full bucket KFC. He may having 20 meter, I guess. Kidding, na? Question: study the experiment setup shown in diagram and write the chemical equation for the chemical reaction involved. Name and define the type of reaction. List two other metal which can be used in place of iron to show the same type of reaction with its copper sulfate solution. Usually, regarding the chemistry part, you can see for the board exam, question will be lengthy. So please make sure that each part is answered. Okay. So while explaining, it is kind of bulky question. Make sure that each part is detailedly explained. I mean, you should write the answer for each part. Okay. So question: study the experiment setup shown in figure. We'll be having an iron nail dipped in copper sulfate solution, and write the chemical equation for the chemical reaction. Tell me what is happening. It's called again. It's again what? Please stop calling me like a careless zebra and instead try to learn how copper saves go, right? It's again coming under a category called what? Balancing of reaction, right? See, what is happening means iron nail. Iron means Fe dipped in copper sulfate solution called CuSO4. It's again called what? Displacement reaction, right? So if you dip if you dip iron in copper sulfate solution, since iron is more reactive than copper, will be coming sit in place of copper, kick copper out. It's again called displacement reaction. So I can say copper will be coming out and Cu will be gone out and Cu CuSO4 will become what? FeSO4, right? Name and define the type of reaction, what is called displacement reaction. Name and type. So name is a displacement reaction. Define, you can say, what is meant by displacement reaction means more reactive metal will be displacing less reactive metal from its aqueous solution will be called what? Displacement reaction. A more reactive metal displaces less reactive metal from its aqueous solution will be called as displacement reaction. Which one is more reactive? Which one is less reactive? Can be obtained from a reactivity series that you know that one, right? Same. So displacement reaction will be the right answer. Then list two other metal which can be used in place of iron to show the same type of reaction with any metal. Any metal which is more reactive than copper can displace copper from its aqueous solution. You can say aluminum, magnesium, zinc, water. These all are coming above copper in the reactivity series. Since they are coming above copper in the reactivity, they will be more reactive than copper, will be displacing copper from its aqueous. So you can say any metal lying above copper, maybe zinc, maybe aluminum, maybe magnesium, they all are more reactive than copper, will be doing the same reaction, will be displacing copper from its aqueous solution, which is called as what? Displacement reaction. Then
My question.
by 6 meter.
Okay. It's 6 meter only because you are not supposed to write 20 meter, my dear students, because the question will be there in the board examination. What is the length of the length of small intestine? It's only 6 meter itself. KFC or whatever the things, length is 6 meter itself. Okay, so this is an experimental based question, my dear students. Most of the students, they're concentrating only on the theory part. They are ignoring the experimental part, my dear students. But experimental, activity-oriented questions are also very important for science. Okay, science, physics, chemistry, and biology. Activities are also very important. Okay, so actually our program name itself is Mock Quest. Okay, so actually it's purely based on the activities. Okay, and the thirst for knowledge, that is very important, right? And throughout the year you must have that. Not throughout the year, right? Throughout your academic life, throughout your life, you must have a thirst for knowledge, my dear student. Then only you can reach your goal. Okay, so here among the following, which one will be the correct experimental setup? I think most of you, and this topic we discussed several times. All the wrong answers are also we discussed in the class. Wrong answers, right? And then only you are getting what is the correct answer, because all the four experimental setup, almost you can see minute differences you can see. And here you can see what is this one and what is the purpose this one. Here a word is the decolorizing, and actually the leaves are generally green in color due to one pigment called what? Chlorophyll, that, and the chlorophyll is green in color. But when we are doing the experiment iodine test, whenever we are doing the test, iodine test, the green color is not, it's not a good one, because if it is green color, again we are pouring a yellow color fluid on green color leaf, means what? We are confused with the result, right? We need a positive iodine test and a negative iodine test. Positive iodine test is dark colored one, dark blue, black color, and otherwise there is no color. So that's why we have to remove the color. Removal of color, that is what we call decolorization. How can you decolorize it? How can you decolorize it, my dear student? Decolorization of a leaf is possible only by putting in alcohol. The first, alcohol, we are putting the leaf in alcohol, and is it possible to boil the alcohol directly? No, my dear students, the lab will not be there after that experiment, because if you boil alcohol directly. So that's why the reason it is highly inflammable, right? So that's why the reason we have to boil the water, and the water is heated. That heat energy is transmitting from the water into the alcohol, and that is responsible for removal of color, right? Oh, it's not a direct one, it's an indirect bathing, right? And that is what we call water bath, my dear students. So here, the first one you can see the leaf is put in boiling water. If you put in boiling water, there is no colorization. So that's why the answer is wrong. And the second one, leaf in boiling alcohol. You are not supposed to do that, my dear student, and you are not supposed to do that, and it is also wrong. And what is the third one? The leaf in ethanol, leaf in ethyl alcohol, leaf in alcohol, and heated in water bath, my dear student. And the heat is directly moving into the water, not to the leaf. And this is the right answer. C is the right answer. Here, why this one is wrong? Leaf in water and alcohol is directly boiled, and this is also wrong. And this is one of the previous year board examination question, my dear student. You can expect such activity oriented questions are also there. Okay, activities are also important. Okay, next question.
Thank you, Anish sir. Let's look at the next question. What is the next question? An object is placed at a distance of 30 centimeter in front of a convex mirror. I will draw a convex mirror here. This is the convex mirror. And in front of the convex mirror, you are placing at the 30 centimeter in front of the convex mirror, you are placing an object. Got it? And of focal length 15 centimeter, that is given in the question. The focal length of convex mirror. Where will be the principal focus of convex mirror? That will be behind the mirror, right? So convex mirror has a focal length that is 15 centimeter. Okay. And write 4 characteristics of the image formed by the mirror. You have to write 4 characteristics. How many? 4 characteristics of the image formed by the mirror. If the object is at infinity, the image formed will be at principal focus, right? And that image is going to be very diminished, highly diminished. But for this case, for this particular case, the object is in front of the mirror. Can you see that? The object is in front of the mirror. That means the image will be formed between P and F, between pole and focus. Are you getting it? Between pole and focus. What are the properties of this image? What are the properties of this image? The image will be virtual. Of course, that will be virtual. No light rays are coinciding here. Not light rays are meeting here to form this image. That's why this image will be virtual. Okay? If it is a virtual image, that must be an erect image. So this is a virtual image and also an erect image. Where is the position? Where is the position of this image? This is formed behind the mirror, right? The image is formed behind the mirror, right? And the fourth one, virtual, erect, and behind the mirror. As you can see, the image is also virtual image. What is this virtual image? If this is virtual image, that must be an erect image, and this behind the mirror, right? Behind the mirror. If the object is at infinity, the image will be at a principal focus. What will be the nature then? It will be highly diminished. But what about this case? This case, it will be diminished. It will be a diminished image. So these are the 4 properties of the image formed by this convex mirror. Okay, let's see what is the next one. Okay, let's check instructions. Okay.
This is king. So question, 2 gram of, I saw your message, it was nice, okay, Rania, Michael, but listen, while discussing the question, give importance to your, okay, comments is good, we are enjoying that one, okay. So, 2 gram of lead nitrate powder, 2 gram of lead nitrate powder is taken in a boiling tube. Lead nitrate formula, right? Lead nitrate is PbNO3 twice. Okay, Maria, it's not PbNO3, PbNO3. Was me right? PbNO3 twice. 2 gram of lead nitrate powder is taken in a boiling test tube. The boiling tube is heated over the flame. Answer the following. A. State the color of the fume. Fume means gas. Fume is same as gas. Evolve and residue. Residue means remaining solid mass. Residue means remaining solid mass. Right. Anyway, question, 2 gram of lead nitrate. Lead nitrate is having formula PbNO3 twice. Lead nitrate is having formula PbNO3 twice. Is taken in a boiling tube. Okay, fine. The boiling tube is heated. So we are heating that boiling tube. It's again coming under which category? Thermal decomposition reaction. Decomposition with the help of heat called thermal decomposition reaction. The boiling tube is heated over the flame. What happens when PbNO3 twice is heated? On heating lead nitrate, we'll be getting lead oxide called PbO, and we'll be getting nitrogen dioxide called NO2, and remaining will be O2. I guess after balancing, it will be 2 PbNO3 twice, giving 2 PbO plus 4 NO2 plus O2 now 12. Yeah, it's balance, I guess, right? So anyway, PbNO3 twice on heating. I mean, lead nitrate on heating, we'll be getting lead oxide. It's a yellow solid, right? You can check. It's a yellow powdered one. PbO is a yellow colored solid one. NO2 is a brown colored gas, right? NO2, which is called as nitrogen dioxide, is a brown colored gas, and O2 is a colorless one, right? So let's answer the question. State the color of the fume. Fume means gas. The gas is brown colored NO2. I can say fume is a brown colored NO2. that is the brown colored NO2, and the residue means remaining solid mass, like while creating a tea you can see residue of the tea powder. It's called residue means remaining insoluble substance or insoluble PPT. That's called residue. Here residue is actually yellow colored lead oxide. Here residue is yellow colored lead oxide, I mean PbO5. Name the type of chemical reaction. Type of reaction will be called what? Decomposition with the help of heat, called what? Thermal decomposition reaction. Calling it as thermal decomposition reaction. Calling it as thermal decomposition reaction. Write the balanced equation. It's done, right? Make sure that each part is answered. Okay? Enjoy. Biology, please. I think it's biology, I guess, right? Yeah, it's correct. Anissa.
Thank you. And my dear students, actually, we are doing the descriptive type questions. First, we discuss the objective and we are discussing the descriptive. And my dear students, one of the important requests, you should participate in the chat box. You have to chat based on the topics, my dear students. Okay. And, because that will help you to get what we can see, the discussions, when we are discussing a topic, what are the answers you are getting and what are the doubts you are having. Everything you have to share through the chat, my dear students. Okay. So without any delay, I'm moving into the next one because it's getting late. It is 9:30, my dear students. It's the time for dinner, and the dinner again, food right. The food right in the sense I already told you in the class. What is that? You have to take dinner in nearly. What is that? And before moving to your bed itself, nearly 3 hours or 3.5 hours earlier, you have to take the food right, and then only that food is getting enough time for digestion. So that's why, please, moving into the next one. And there are 4 questions, my dear student. But the question is, name the following. The first one: final products of fat digestion. Oh, we recently discussed that topic, right? And the fat. When we're discussing the fat itself, you can see there are 3 different types of food. That one is called carbohydrates, are digested to form glucose. And you're having exam, right? And you're having the 10th standard different school examination and board examination. So that's why the first one, carbohydrates are digested to form glucose, and proteins are digested to form. Can you type your answer in the chat box, my dear student? Proteins are digested to form what? Proteins are digested to form, you can see the amino acids, you can see, and what about the fat? And every day we are taking different types of fatty food, right? And we are taking, we are taking the butter, we are taking the ghee, we are taking the egg yolk, you can see, we are taking oily food, that we are taking meat. Look at that, all these type of food are rich in fat, you can see. Whenever fat enter into your body, first it should be emulsified. Only after emulsification by bile salts, you can see the fat is digested. And the fat is digested by an enzyme called lipase, and fat is digested to form 2 components. I think you are very familiar with that. One is called fatty acid and other one is called glycerol. Fatty acids and glycerol, my dear student, final product. No, look at the question. Final products, plural. Final products means what? Is it 1? No. Carbohydrates only 1, glucose only. Proteins are only 1, amino acid only. But here you can see the fat digestion. There are 2 products, fatty acid and glycerol. So the answer is fatty acid and glycerol, my dear student. It is name the following. No need. It is not a descriptive type one, and you just write the answer only. Name the following, and fatty acid and glycerol is the right answer. Fatty acids and glycerol are the fat digestion final products. Region of chloroplast. From the heterotrophic nutrition, we move back to the autotrophic nutrition that are performed by plants, that. And the region of chloroplast were dark reaction. And there are 2 reactions that take place in chloroplast, right? One is called the light reaction, other one is called a dark reaction. Light reaction take place in grana, G-R-A-N-A, grana, while dark reaction take place in, come on, my dear student, and the light reaction take place in grana means, and what is the dark reaction? The dark reaction take place in, starting with letter S, please participate, my dear student, and it is what we call stroma. Dark reaction is the region where a starch is synthesized. Dark reaction is the region where glucose is synthesized, my dear student, and that is what we call stroma, my dear students. Okay, and that is the next question, stroma. What is the third one? And component of bile juice. And that our liver is producing the bile juice, and the bile juice is temporarily stored and concentrated in a bladder called, last week we studied, that is what we call the gallbladder. And only after gallbladder you can see the bile juice is moving into the small intestine, right? And the component of bile juice that can emulsify the fat. And the bile juice contains two components. One is called the bile pigments, providing the yellow color, and bile salts, which are responsible for emulsification of fat, my dear student. So the answer is bile salts, my dear student. And bile salts itself, and here it is not a singular, it's a plural. And sodium glycocolate, sodium taurocolate, no need, my dear student. And that textbook content itself is enough, right? Okay, so that's why bile salts, that is enough. And the last question, enzyme present in the pancreatic juice, my dear student. Enzyme present in pancreatic juice. As you all know that pancreas contains all digestive enzymes. So that's why pancreatic enzymes means what? 3 enzymes you studied, right? What are the 3 enzymes you studied? Pancreatic amylase for digesting carbohydrate, pancreatic amylase for digesting carbohydrates, and trypsin for digesting protein. And here the question is that can digest protein, and the answer is, as you all know, that it is trypsin, my dear student. Along with the trypsin you studied pepsin. Right. So pepsin and trypsin are pepsin from stomach and trypsin from pancreas. Both are responsible for digesting proteins, my dear students. And I'm moving into the next question. And in bio, the last question, and then in total, the second last question, my dear student, the 13th question. And here, what is the fate of glucose? My dear students, every day we are taking carbohydrate food, that, and the carbohydrate food, that is what we call what? The carbohydrates are sugars, you can see, and that is what we call glucose. And my dear students, I want to write the equations because, here it is given, write the chemical equations. And you studied there are 3 chemical equations, and here you are asked to write 2 equations only. The first one in yeast. As you all know that yeast is aerobe or anaerobe. Yeast is anaerobe, right? So you have to write 2 equations, my dear student. Better we can write it together. And why we are writing 2 equations? How can you write it together? The reason is very simple. And both the equation, the first step is, come on, the first step is same, my dear student. First step is same. What is the first step? It is nothing but glycolysis. How can you represent glycolysis, my dear student? And here you can see the glucose. And the recently you studied that equation, right? Glucose is a 6-carbon compound, you can see. The chemical formula of glucose is C6H12O6, my dear student. It is a 6-carbon compound, you know that. And that 6-carbon compound undergo a process called what? The first step we studied, no, and that is what we call what? Glycolysis, my dear student. Glycolysis. And glycolysis is the process, and that is taking place in the absence of oxygen. And we studied, right, absence of oxygen, and that process take place in cytoplasm, my dear student. And it can make a compound called what? And come on, it can make a compound called what? Pyruvate, my dear students. And that pyruvate is also called a pyruvic acid. Pyruvate is also called pyruvic acid, my dear student. So glucose is converting into an acid. Glucose is converting into a pyruvate, and pyruvate is a 3-carbon compound along with a small quantity of energy is also produced. Okay, and this is what we call what? In the glycolysis, the common step in both yeast and humans, because yeast is anaerobic and human is aerobic, and both the cases you can see the first step is common. Glycolysis. The word glycolysis is not there in the textbook, but you must write the word glycolysis. And here, and from here I am going to make 2 arrows, my dear students. And what are the 2 arrows? Because in the question paper there are 2, A and B. What is A? And A means what? It is in yeast. And what is B? And it is in humans, my dear students. And here you can see what will happen in yeast, what will happen in humans. Both are different, right? In yeast, you can see, is it aerobic or anaerobic, my dear students? Is it aerobic or anaerobic? It is anaerobic in the absence of oxygen. The first step is anaerobic, and the second step is also anaerobic, that is yeast, you can see. And this process is called what? Fermentation, my dear student. Fermentation is a process. Yesterday we discussed, no, fermentation process take place in bakery as well as brewery, my dear students. And here you can see there is an alcohol produced, and that alcohol is called what? Ethanol, the ethyl alcohol. It is a 2-carbon compound along with the carbon dioxide. It is a 1-carbon compound along with the energy. Energy is always the product of respiration, right? Energy is always the product of respiration, right? And after that, here you can see in humans, my dear students, and that's about. So, if you write, so 2 and 3 equations you studied. If the question is when we are doing heavy exercise, and you can see, and one more. But here, they asked only for 2 equations, so that's why no issue. And if otherwise, glucose, the fate of glucose means what? You have to write all the 3. Depending upon the mark, my dear students, you have to write all the 3. And here in humans, what you can see, and carbon dioxide, water, plus energy, my dear student. And this is what is taking place in humans, my dear students. Okay, so here you can see the red color one and the red color one, that is the anaerobic one, and the red color one and the black color one, that is the sorry, this is the anaerobic one, this is the aerobic one, and the question there are two, and it is a 2 marks question. If you write the first equation, you will get 1 mark. If you write the second chemical equation, you'll be getting the second mark. Okay, and there will be chance for asking a 3 marks question. What are the different pathways of glucose, my dear students? Okay, and that's about the question, my dear students. The glucose different pathway. Okay, and we are going for the last question, all of you. Thank you.
Don't worry, guys. This is the last question. This is the last question. We are going to discuss the last question. What is this question? I will change the color of the pen. Where should an object be placed? That means you need to find the object distance. Where should an object be placed in front of a concave mirror? This is a concave mirror. In front of a concave mirror, where should an object be placed? Where is the U? That's the question. Okay. Of focal length 20 centimeter. Where is the focal length of a concave mirror? It will be in front of the mirror. So this is the principal focus. Focal length is 20 centimeter, right? So you can write it like this. F, small f, focal length is equal to minus 20 centimeter. You have to take it as minus because you are measuring from pole to the left. So that will be minus 20 centimeter. Got it? And so as to obtain a 2 times magnified virtual image of the object. 2 times magnified virtual image. If the image is virtual, magnification will be plus, positive, right? 2 times magnified means magnification has a value 2. So the magnification is plus 2. You have two data. One is focal length of this mirror and the next is magnification. Got it? So from the magnification, you can have a term for V. How will be that? What is the equation for magnification? That is minus V by U. It is given in the question, right? That's 2 is equal to minus V by U. What is this minus V? That will be 2U. What is V? That will be minus 2U. So you have a term for V now. Then put this term into mirror formula. You will get an answer. What is this mirror formula? What is the mirror formula, guys? Mirror formula. What was that? 1 by F is equal to 1 by V plus 1 by U. Simple one. Just substitute the values. 1 by F. What is 1 by F? 1 by minus 20 is equal to 1 by V. Now what is your V? Your V is minus 2U, right? So you are writing minus 2U here plus 1 by U. Now look at this equation. This equation only have one variable. Only one variable, that is U. You can find U then. What will be the value of U? Here you have minus 21 by minus 20 here and cross multiply it. How will be the final value? U into 1, U. Minus 2 into minus 2U into 1. That will be minus 2U divided by minus 2U into U. That will be minus 2U square, right? What will be the answer then? 1 by minus 20 is equal to U minus 2U will be minus U divided by minus 2U square. What will happen now? What is the next step? You can strike out this U. You will be left with one U here, right? That will be 1 by minus 20 is equal to minus 1 divided by, this minus will be gone, right? This minus will be gone. You don't have to write it, right? This minus will be gone. So 1 by 2U, right? 1 by minus 20 is equal to 1 by 2. Now you have your answer. That is minus 20 is equal to is 2U. So what is the value of U? That will be minus 20 divided by 2. That is minus 10 centimeter. So you have to put the object at 10 centimeter in front of the mirror. 10 centimeter in front of the mirror. This is 10 centimeter. So if you are putting this object at 10 centimeter in front of the mirror, you will get this image. What is the speciality of this image? It will be 2 times magnified virtual image. It will be formed behind the mirror. Okay, this is the final question. This is our last question. We will be winding up the session here. Thank you all. Thank you for being with us. Thank you.